So we went to, just by chance, it was an opening even, wasn't there?
Yeah, we go online, saw there was an opening,
Yeah.
went along and registered our interest, and the rest is history. But
Huntsman goes and get it. We get it.
why did we decide to adopt? We had looked at some other options, hadn't we?
Yeah, we did.
We'd looked at kind of whether or not we could do surrogacy or and that was legally complicated.
Really legally complicated.
And
Really expensive.
full of risk and expense. And then we kind of got talking to people who had adopted.
Yeah.
And the adoption journey is actually really, really rewarding because there's loads of kids out there who parents love them but just can't look after them. And we felt that we had like a load of love, a load of stability to give.
All of the social workers across Adopt Coast to Coast who work in the adoption team are all really qualified, many years, some of them working in adoption.
When thinking about becoming adoptive parents, it can be a minefield for members of the public because you don't know which agency to go to, you don't know where the children are, you don't know what children might be available for adoption, and sometimes you're not sure about what you want from adoption. You don't know if you want brothers and sisters, if you want a single child, if you want a baby or a toddler or a school-age child. So we're all here to help you make that decision, to make the right decision for you.
I think when we had those first initial phone calls with different adoption agencies, we didn't get a good feeling from those. And when we'd reached out to Adopt Coast to Coast, from that first moment, from the emails to the information event that we had, which was on Teams, we just knew from then that we wanted to pursue Adopt Coast to Coast because we just had that vibe that, yeah, we feel like we can work with these.
Yes, there is some criteria to become an adoptee. You must be over the age of 21. You must also have lived in the UK for over a year. And also you must have no criminal convictions against children or any convictions around violence. We accept applications from people of a diverse range of backgrounds. This can include single applicants, people who are in relationships, gay, straight, bisexual, people who have their own homes, people who rent, people who already have birth children.
We, as an adoption agency, are responsible for the children in our care. We need lots and lots of families because every child that we have that has a plan of adoption is different. So everyone needs a different family. So don't let what you perceive to be your differences stop you applying to be an adopter.
I think people worry that if they've got skeletons in their closet, that's going to stop them from progressing through the process. But what we're not looking for is picture perfect. We're not looking for white picket fence. We know that people will experience their own traumas, their own issues, but it's more about how you dealt with those things.
And I think there's a bit of misconception about social workers are going to find things out or anything, but actually a social worker is there to help you, to get you through panel, and they want you to do well. The other thing is we always say is be honest and open with each other and it's social work, because it's just the best thing for everyone involved, but you get to enjoy things like this and you do it all, don't you?
At the very start, before we went to information about inquiry about anything, we were convinced that we wouldn't be approved. And I think we didn't have that anxiety at the beginning of it. Because I think the journey as a whole we enjoyed, didn't we?
We did.
Even the bit what found stressful.
Yeah, it was the wait more than anything else.
Yeah.
But it was well worth it.
Of course it was. Best thing ever do, wasn't it?
Yes, definitely.
So family life since adopting, it's been an absolute whirlwind, as you can imagine. It's been quite easy, but challenging at the same time. But it's been so rewarding and just so special. We feel just so lucky. Chaos. Chaos. You know what though? It's organised chaos.
It's living chaos.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you never know what each day brings. You know, you might wake up with a lovely smile, or you might wake up with buzz to the side of the head. You just don't know, but we love it, don't we?
It is amazing how quickly you step into a routine and you go, what did we do with all our time before?
Yeah.
Like, what do we do with all of this time that we now don't have?
Yeah.
How did we feel it? And then you go, what do we do with all this money we had?
Exactly.
It's been amazing, really.
I feel the first few months it didn't seem real, did it? I think because we wanted it for so long,
Imagine yourself.
and we never thought it would happen, did we?
No,
But it's been amazing.
it has. And all the things we've done with her as well.
You're pretty nice.
Yes. Yeah. And we
I think we're surprised how much you can do in so little time, isn't it, as well?
oh, yeah.
How many memories you can make. I think it was a little bit of a shock to some
Yeah,
you.
it was tiring,
Uh-huh.
but we were just so happy as well. We were just so happy to
We would be without you.
Yeah.
I think because we wanted it for so long, it was just a living dream, wasn't it?
It was. Definitely. Oh, she just made it whole.
I think she's just completed us, hasn't she?
Yeah.
The other thing that, like, no one tells you when you have kids is, like, there's two things. It's love like you've never ever experienced before.
100%.
Like, if you think you've loved a thing, a person, a dog, you haven't until you have kids. Like, your entire life becomes this incredibly irritating, loving, wonderful thing.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the level of anxiety that you get over what your children are doing and not doing is off the charts.
Definitely recommend an adoption if you can't
Get them.
like children naturally or just for whatever reason. But yeah, definitely.
I think the best thing we did was got the information about inquire. And then from there, just
recommend to do that first, and then it answers a lot of your questions that you like thinking in your head, and yeah.
Now, because when we did the adoption information about it as well, a lot of the questions we had when our initial inquiry was already answered. So it was reassuring.
And I think as well, we'd only known adoption from, like, not even our own experience, but we thought it was going to take years, but actually, the whole process from start to finish was 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it felt longer at the time.
Yeah, it did.
Like it wasn't, but that's primarily the reason we chose to adopt. Was there's loads of kids out there who need love and need a family.
And that's one of the things we were super keen on, is like the amount of love that we can give is just
Unlimited.
it's unlimited. It's just like the best feeling ever, isn't it? Like, we love it.
It is.
And here we are, two kids later, and it's the best thing ever.
I would say don't give up. There is options out there. But obviously, just don't give up. You will get your family.
I think when you're going through issues with fertility and treatment's not successful, it's easy to think you'll never get there.
You will.
Yeah.
Well, definitely.
But I think if looking back now, if the fertility treatment was successful, we wouldn't have our daughter who we got today.
No, we wouldn't. So it worked out for us.